Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Astrid. I live in Copenhagen, and if you saw the title, I'm training for Sevilla Marathon, which is actually my second marathon since I ran Copenhagen last year, and we are doing it all over again. In the last few days, I've been getting so many questions about how to train in the winter, tips and gear and all of that. How can you do it? You have a 9 to 5. How can you train in the mornings? And I think I have actually quite mastered it. And if I have not mastered it, I have some tips that come from the knowledge that I have been accumulating from the past few months that I'm pretty sure that will be of help. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to drop me a DM or just comment below on this video. I brought my computer with me since I wrote some things down. So if you see me looking, now you know. But I wanna start talking about maybe the most obvious one. I'm pretty sure that some of you started running in the summer just like I did. It's pretty easy. Long days, warm days, shorts, sports bra, and you're good to go. But in the winter, it is quite a bit different. And the number one thing that I think is gonna keep you accountable is having a goal in mind to just keep you accountable and get out there and run. Humans thrive by having a purpose, and if you're just running without a purpose, you're gonna skip runs, you're gonna miss them out, you're not gonna add speed work, you're gonna cut them short, and many other excuses that can just build up on that if you're just running purely because you wanna keep doing it. But if you have a goal in mind, you know that that race will not be run on its own, and you have to put in the time and the training that a race requires. And that's partially why I accepted the opportunity of going to Sevilla to run the marathon with ASICS, which I'm so grateful about, and it's mind-blowing that I'm getting these opportunities. So having Sevilla, which is end of February, I think the 28th, I'm not quite sure, I'm gonna put it somewhere here in the screen, it's keeping me accountable, and it's making me get up in the morning. Here in Copenhagen, we get to like -degrees, and it is not easy for me, but I know that if I don't get up and run and just get my intervals done, my easy runs and my long runs, I will struggle a lot on the race, and I have already committed for it. I didn't pay for it, but usually on races you have to pay for it, and those are not cheap. So definitely having a race in mind will help you tons. A huge one for me, especially also when I started running, I had no clue what kind of runs to do, and one of the mistakes that I was doing was just getting out there and running super fast. And as a new runner, you can get discouraged very easily because you just get tired and you don't enjoy it, which is obvious if you're just going all out and trying to PB every single time, which to be honest, it's unrealistic. So having a plan really helps me. Also because in the mornings, I have to train before work. So usually by 6 a.m, that's when I'm up. And if I have to sit down even the night before and just think what I have to do, it just takes so much time. You want to be efficient and quick, and that's an obstacle that is gonna get on the way for you to get out and run or do whatever you want to do. So making it easier for yourself is gonna help you a lot. And I know there's a lot of programs and things out there. I'm personally training with the Ginger Club. The Ginger Club is founded by Candela Perez. She's the one that schedules all my trainings. So how we do it is that Candela uploads my trainings to Training Peaks, whether it's gym or running. And then since I have Training Peaks connected to my watch, those automatically get sent, and I can see what I have to do today and tomorrow and just the week after, because she usually plans 2 weeks ahead or like 1 week, because based on how well I did, then we readjust the program. And having someone tell me the paces that I have to hit and also the weightlifting exercises that are good for runners is really helping me. But you can do whatever you want, whatever saves you time, at least in the morning, for you not to have to think about what are you gonna do, because that's gonna take at least 10 to 15 minutes of your day. I'm focusing this video on running in the morning since that's a big chunk of my workouts, and when I wake up in the morning I'm very tired, so I usually go to my fridge. And you might be thinking, why do you go to your fridge? And that's because I take Supplemint. Follopw is a supplement brand, and the good thing is that usually with supplements that come in capsules require 30 minutes approx for it to hit your system and do what they're supposed to do. But with Follopw, the good thing is that since it's liquid, it goes straight to your blood. And this one I really like because it has vitamins and minerals, and also green tea extract, which is the key for me here and why I take it in the mornings. And that means that it doesn't have caffeine, but it gives you a bit of an energy kick. And I have created this habit where I just get up from bed and go straight to my fridge, and I know that once I've taken one of these, I'm awake and just ready to go. This was kindly gifted by them. I'm gonna put the link in the description in case you wanna check it out. I'm also a big coffee addict, but the reason why I don't take coffee in the morning is because if I take it, I need at least 20 to 30 minutes before I go out and run, and it's just not realistic in the morning, where literally my time is timed perfectly for me to make it at work on time. If you have more time in the morning, feel free to pick whatever you want, just something that gets you out of bed. I also have these capsules that were sent to me a while back. It's called Wake Up Mood, and I tried it, but again, I need to wait 30 minutes for it to do the effect that it's supposed to do. Moving on to the gear. The gear is so important, and I know that in the winter you just don't want to be cold, but you know what I'm saying, there's not such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes. And in this video, I don't want to get too specific with my running gear since I think that deserves a separate video, but I can show you some of my favorites. This one that I'm wearing, for example, is a long sleeve from Sky. This one was also kindly gifted from Sky, and I just love this brand. It's from Copenhagen, but they ship worldwide, and it's just so soft and so technical. And my key here for winter running is to use a lot of layers. I don't like to wear chunky jackets, but layering is just key. I also have this jacket from Sky that I really like. It's very thin, so you do have to layer here, but it is almost transparent, as you can see. Perfect if you live in warmer countries and you need just a thin jacket or something to cut the wind, which is perfect here in Copenhagen. I'm also gonna link a bunch of my favorite gear, but we're gonna keep that for a separate video. I also wear gloves. Let me show you the ones that I have. These are the gloves that I wear from Asics, and I really like them because they are on the thinner side and they don't slip off at all. And when I get warm, I usually take them off and just keep them in my pocket. Which, speaking of leggings, I have these ones in two colors that I love and don't take off either. They are from Sky as well, if you are surprised. But these ones go down to my ankles. They have a detail here on the back. And if you see the fabric, it is super soft. I'm not cold in this and are perfect for the winter. You also have to be careful with winter runs when it comes to breathing, since breathing all this cold air can get you sick, at least what I've experienced. So I also have like a neck warmer that I sometimes pull it all the way up to my nose. I'm also gonna link it, and it helps with blocking out that cold air that gets straight to your lungs. Another big one for me is to prepare this running gear that we talked about the night before working out, and that is so game changing for me. Literally the night before I work out, I set a pile with my workout clothes and another one with my clothes that I'm gonna wear throughout the day. Again, I just want to prove a point that if you save time on all these small steps that just add time and excuses from your side for not working out, you're gonna make it so much easier for you. And the clothes part is such a big thing. It's literally out there. You just have to get out of bed, grab it and put it on. But if you have to think, what am I gonna wear with this weather, and am I gonna be cold, let's just stay home, you're not gonna work out. Let's just be honest. And I've seen that doing that, I save a lot of time. And before, I would experience that I was very short on time before going to work, so I would just skip parts of my workout, whether it was weightlifting or running. But if I have my clothes, I don't have to think. It's literally there. You just put it on and you're good to go. It has become almost a joke to ask me at work if I have been out on a run that morning, and they keep asking me how do I do it. And a big thing that I tell them is that I made it a habit. Things need to become a habit for them to get integrated into our routines, and reminding you that it takes at least 21 days. So you have to stick to the pain of just getting out there, trying, and just challenging your mind until it's gonna become easier and easier, since it's gonna be part of your day-to-day and you're not gonna overthink about going out on a run because it's gonna be part of you. Rather, you're gonna feel a bit weird when it's not there. And remember also to take your rest days. I usually do like 3 to 4 days of running, depending on where I'm at into my marathon training. I also do 1 to 2 days at the gym where I focus on usually some upper body and abs, and then we do another lower body, and sometimes I throw into the mix a full body session, and then I'll do either 1 or 2 days of rest. So it is doable if you want to. You can keep it at a 5-day mark so that you have your 2 rest days, which is what I'm doing right now. Something else that I do is to warm up inside the house. I don't want to see anyone out there doing their little warm-ups, because if you warm up inside, you are gonna get warm and it's gonna be easier to open that door and get out, which also it never gets easier. That's something that I really struggle with, but I know that if I warm up inside, I start getting a bit warm, and I do that without my outer layer so that I get the body moving. And once I'm getting warm, which is usually 5 minutes more or less for me, where I activate my glutes and just do some runners, lunges, and a few other bits, that's when I put my 3rd layer usually, and I'll just go out and I'll already be a bit warm, and I don't have to start so harsh and cold, just struggling for my life. Getting a training body really helps as well, because you know that you have to meet someone at a certain time and you have to show up, and you don't want to let your friend down. And I think it's super fun to sign up with a friend to a race. It doesn't matter if it's a 5K or a 10K, a walking race, whatever. Just have a goal and have someone to keep each other accountable for those days where you have to rely on discipline over motivation, and you might be struggling a bit, but your friend can just pull from you and just keep you up on those days, and vice versa as well. There's also a bunch of running clubs. I know that it's quite a bit intimidating to go to those alone, but once you go, you meet someone, you can bring them on to the next place, and like that it creates like a chain and just like a spider web where everyone just knows each other. That's what I've experienced here in Copenhagen. I have my running club, Urban Gazelles, and I meet some of the girls, and then I see them at other run clubs or in the street running. So Copenhagen is very small and it's very easy if you want to run. When I was in Costa Rica, I reflected on this, and it made me realize how privileged I am to live in a city where there's lots of walkable streets. It's safe and it's not hilly. Because when I was in Costa Rica and we were driving and I had to do some of my runs for the marathon prep, I was really struggling of finding the right time in the day and the right place to do my runs. So if you live in countries where it's a bit more hilly, or you are very weather dependable, if it's very humid or it just gets super warm and you have no choice than to run in the morning or very late at night, I understand you, and I know it's not easy. I've been there and I really struggled. So yeah, just living in Copenhagen, it makes things so much easier, and I'm very grateful for that. I've given you the whole spiel about signing up for a race and getting up in the morning and running and blah blah blah. But maybe you don't want to run a race, you just want to train to stay fit and active, and winter can be perfect for that, since you're going to be in that maintenance phase from everything that you have built in the summertime maybe, or you just want to start now to be in a better or similar place for next summer. And that's what winter is all about, and that's what I did last year as well. I was going to the gym maybe a bit more often than I was running before I started my marathon prep, and it is also great to just start at a better place when you do decide to sign up for a race or whatever that might come up your way. And also, please don't forget about nutrition and also hydration, which is so important. And I've had some of my worst runs when I have been dehydrated. I usually take electrolytes after my runs. Now I'm out, which I'm so sad about, but I think I'm gonna get some very soon. And also resting, because you cannot do anything of what I've told you without rest and just getting some days off and not thinking about having to work out or run. Otherwise, you're just gonna go a bit loco. If you have learned anything in this video or there's something else that you might want to share, please drop a comment, like and subscribe. It really helps me, and I'm going to be documenting my Sevilla marathon training probably in some series or some kind of diary like that, also for me to go back and look at, and I cannot wait to bring you on with me on this journey. So if you want to support me, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.